All right, guys, so welcome back to 0 to 3 million. So I just left a showing. There was there was probably like 30 or 40 people there. This market is absolutely insane. Um, it's crazy. It really is crazy, especially if you're working with buyers right now. It is absolutely insane, and you really have to be on your A game because you can spend a lot of time out there, and you just have to really work hard to get a deal under contract. But in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to my office and we're gonna dive into basically how to get a pipeline going. You know, how to organize your pipeline, how to organize your database, and how to start building something, a sales funnel that will spit out consistent business. Because during this series of 0 to 3 million, this is how we're going to track all the people that I'm working with, where I'm getting these sales, at what stage of the process they're at, and then you can do the same thing with your business. So let's head back to my office and I'm gonna show you exactly how to set this up. Welcome back to the video. So I just got into the office and I drew out this follow-up system real quick. So this is the follow-up system that I use, and after many years in real estate, this is what I came up with that works best. So it's comprehensive, but it's not overwhelming. It's pretty basic and easy to use. And that's the best part, because if something's too complicated, we tend to not use it because it's too much of a pain in our daily life to really follow that system. So this follow-up system is really easy to use, but it's also comprehensive enough where not many things are going to fall through the cracks, and you're gonna get a pretty good return on the leads that you're buying and the leads that you're following up with. So let's dive into it and how it actually works. So the mechanics of this follow-up system are basically this. A lead comes in to this funnel, and depends where you're getting the leads from. You could be buying the leads on Zillow, you could be doing pay-per-click on Google, you could be buying Facebook leads. Whatever you're doing, they're coming into your CRM. So whether you're using like a Lion Desk or a Follow Up Boss, they hit this system and they're gonna register as a lead. So this will be a lead in your system until you call that person and get them on the phone. Now, your job here is to basically just call and text and try to reach out to this person and see who they are, what they're looking to do, what their goals are, and figure out what bucket they fall into next. Now, if you call this person and they're really rude and they yell at you and they're like, take me off your list, I never want to talk to you again, this is where they go. It becomes a trash lead, because we don't want to deal with rude people, right? Even if eventually this person is going to turn into a sale, if they're really rude and really mean, you probably don't want them as a client anyway. So trash the lead, get rid of it, get it out of your system, don't focus on it, and don't waste your valuable time and energy following up. Now, if the person is just like, hey, I'm not interested in doing anything, but they're really nice and it's someone that you might want to work with in the future, then put them here. They're a person in your system. They might still stay on your website. They still might look at houses. They still might browse around, and you can market to them. You could send them your weekly email and just try to build a long-term relationship, and you never know what's going to happen. That person might call you 2 years from now. That person might call you 2 weeks from now. You really don't know. But the goal is just be nice, build a relationship, and just stay in touch over time. And that could be as simple as just sending a weekly newsletter out to them, telling them about the market, what's going on. Before you know it, you'll be the trusted real estate agent in their eyes, and they might call you when they need something. So that's the 2 rejection points. Now, the next step is if they're actually going to drop down into your sales funnel. So these are the people that say, yes, I want to buy or sell, I want to do something, and I probably want to work with you, or I at least want to interview you to be my agent. Now, some of these people are further out than others, so they're going to start here. So this is a C grade lead. This is someone that's 9 months or more out, and they don't really know when they want to buy. They don't have a set date. They're not really super motivated, but they like the idea. They might want to work with you, and they're definitely interested in learning more about the process. So these people are a little more difficult to get into the office for a consultation, but they're worth putting into a bucket and following up with on a regular basis, because their plans can change at any time. If they're renting, they might be thinking like, hey, I don't want to do nothing for another year and a half. But their landlord might call them next week and say, hey, I'm putting the house in the market. I have someone that contacted me and I can get a lot of money for it and I'm going to sell it and you have to get out. So their plans can change really quick. So it's important to follow up with these people and really get them into a process of getting them prepared to own their own home or sell their home if that's what they're thinking. The next category is a B grade lead. So this is 3 to 9 months. And keep in mind that people from this bucket will eventually come down here. And then these people will eventually come down here. So it's a sales funnel. The point is to funnel them down. And people that are in the B grade, they can move a little faster, but they're gonna need some nurture time. And the goal is just to follow up with them. With someone like a B grade lead, you might wanna follow up every 3 or 4 weeks, send them a text, say, hey, how you doing? Anything I could help you out with? Send them a couple houses, maybe say, hey, a new house over here just got listed. I know you're not ready to go. Just wanted to send it to you. I'm thinking of you. If you need something, give me a buzz. So the goal with that is just nurture the lead, stay on top of them. And before you know it, these B grades are gonna start turning into A grade leads, which are 90 days or less. These are people that are motivated. They're ready to pick an agent. They're ready to get out into the marketplace and they're ready to get pre-approved. So this is where the majority of your focus should be. And as soon as you identify an A grade lead, you need to move fast on it because there's a lot of competition. And real estate agents and being a real estate agent is one of the most competitive and fragmented businesses that exist, right? I mean, think about how many agents are in your market and then think about how many home sales go on in the entire year. And that will give you a rough glimpse of how competitive this business really is. So A grade leads, make it a priority to get them in the office and sign them up as a client. Whether they're a seller or a buyer, do a consultation, sit with them, learn about their goals, and tell them why you're probably a good fit to work for them as their agent. Now, the next one is signed clients. This is when things get a little more serious. You're investing a lot of time into these people. I would highly suggest you make sure that they're pre-approved before you start showing them houses because you could really get burned out. In any market, never mind this market that's really competitive, if you're out there with 10 or 20 buyers and they're not even approved, because what's gonna happen is the houses sell really quick and you might be working with somebody that needs credit repair or they can't even buy right now. And as an agent that's investing a lot of their time, you wanna make sure you know that. So this is the client stage. And then next you have pending deals. So a percentage of these people are going to go under contract. And that's one step closer to you closing the deal and finally getting paid. So there's been a lot of work up until this point. You know, you're following up with people, you're building a pipeline, you're buying leads, you're making cold calls, you're doing all this stuff, and then you finally get them under contract. Now, once you get them under contract, you have the final pieces of the puzzle that are getting ready to come together. And this is when your home inspections are gonna happen, if the buyer wanted that, or if you're selling the property, that's when the buyer's likely to do the home inspections. And you're getting close to the finish line. Now, some of these deals do fall apart and then you end up back looking at houses, and that's okay. You know that they're serious and you wanna make sure that your clients get a good deal, whether you're helping them sell or whether you're helping them buy. So always look out for the best interests of your clients. That is super important because remember, we're looking to build a long-term business, and that business is gonna be built on people that know you, like you, and trust you. And word of mouth goes a long way. So don't focus on the money, focus on the person's experience, and then you're gonna get more deals through referrals and things like that when people see that you're an agent that's actually looking out for their best interest and making sure that they're taken care of and getting a good deal. Now, the last step is the fun part. This is closing day. You know, hopefully your client is winning. Hopefully they're happy, they're excited. You get out there, you do some branding, some marketing, you take some photos with them as your clients closing on their house, whether they're selling it or buying it. If they're a seller, hopefully they're making a lot of money. If they're a buyer, hopefully they're getting a house that they really love, whether it's a single family or a multifamily. And it's a really awesome day. And this is when you come out to the payday. So this is the very end of the process and you're getting paid. Now, in this series, 0 to 3 million, we're trying to get, basically in my market, we're looking at like 3 to 400,000 per sale. So we're looking at about 10 closings ASAP. So we're trying to get to 10 deals, 10 paydays as quick as possible. Now, your market might be different. You know, if you're in a market like California or, you know, certain parts of Miami, your sales price might be $1 million per home. In that case, you're only looking for 3 deals, right? Now, if you want to really extend it and do 10 and have a $10 million, 0 to 10 million, you can do that too. If that's what you want to do and you're really motivated, you know, 10 million in real estate commission is like, payday wise, you're probably looking anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 in income. So that could be a really awesome goal and a really fun goal. But if you're doing 0 to 3 million, you know, just figure out what your market is, figure out what the average sales price is, and then work backwards and figure out how many deals you need. So in this series, we're shooting for about 10 deals, and we're gonna do it by using this system. So next, we're gonna go into some of the lead sources that I'm working with, that I'm investing into, and that I'm using to fill this pipeline up with leads, because this pipeline is great, but it doesn't work unless you have leads coming into it, right? Because let's face it, there's nobody to follow up with, there's nobody in your pipeline, then this system is really useless, because it only works if you're dropping leads in from the top from different sources. So that's where different lead companies and different prospecting methods really come in, and that's where this thing starts to shine, because the more people you fill in the top end of this, the better. Now, you don't want to go crazy. You know, if you dump 7,000 people into this, you're going to have a really hard time following up with them as a sole agent. Now, if you have a mega team and they're all following the structure and you have 10 or 20 agents, then that's great. But if you're a sole agent, just keep in mind, you want to make sure that you don't overfill your funnel, because things are going to start to slip through the cracks, because you're not going to have enough time to follow up with them. So I would definitely say anywhere from 30 to 70 leads a month. If you're going to buy leads to fill this as a single agent, would be great. If you're going to prospect, which in my opinion, as a new agent or any agent that's looking to be budget friendly, definitely prospect and just hammer the phones, do circle prospecting, do for rent by owner, do expireds, and just basically take those leads out of those buckets and then start filling them into this CRM sales funnel. You can do the same exact thing. You don't necessarily have to buy leads. You can just prospect, filter out all the people that you're calling, and then just take the ones that are going to be A, B, and C grade and put them in here. And you can even put the people leads, the person leads, if you want to build out an email list, that's awesome too. If you have a really good conversation with the seller, they're like, hey, I'm gonna be here for the next 20 years, but they're really nice, you get along with them well, say, hey, do you mind if I stay in touch with you? And if you need anything or have any questions about real estate, I'm here to help. And if you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, I'd love to help them too. And then if they say yes, grab their email, grab their contact info, and don't hound them by any means. You don't want to be that person that gets somebody's information and then calls them a million times, because that is annoying and they don't want that. And that's why they might be hesitant to give you their contact info. But just put them on your email list, maybe check in the holiday season, wish them well, and just send them an email like you're sending to everybody else, all your other leads. And before you know it, you might hear from them. They might have somebody that they know that's looking to buy or sell. And that's just an extra deal because you decided to make friends with a homeowner in your local market. So keep in mind, this system is really good, but you're gonna have to work the system, and it's still hard work. But many agents have reached out and they wonder how to set up a follow-up system, how to make their business work in a more structured way. And this is a really powerful system that you can implement in a really short amount of time and really get your database and your CRM organized in a way that's really growing your business and compounding your business into something really big. So I hope this video helped you out. In the next coming videos, I'm going to talk about some different lead sources, and then I'm going to update you on how I'm doing in the 0 to 3 million process, how many leads I have that are filling up into these buckets, how many clients I'm out actually working with. Again, remember, I started with 0. I already closed a couple deals this year. I don't know if you can see above, we have like a chart with our team and stuff, but I've already closed a couple deals personally this year. But I wanted to start from 0, and I'm gonna go all the way to 3 million. And I wanna, really share this experience because there's so many new agents that don't know what to do. And I feel like bringing them along on this journey would be really helpful and really inspiring to a lot of the newer agents that are out there that are looking to get their business off the ground. And again, if you haven't watched the other part of the series, go back and watch those videos. The reason I picked 3 million is because it's a really attainable number, and it's a number that in most cases can replace your 9-to-5 income. So if you like this kind of content, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. We come out with weekly real estate content, and this series is gonna continue to drop with more new stuff. So stay tuned for that and have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching.